So for a moment I had a soft feeling for Kipling. But I'm and I think we're in a position to talk to young people about patriotism. That is, and you see young people on television before they're going off, or when they're enlisting in the military, and the television reporter says, you know, how do you feel about that? They're great with their really intelligent questions. You know, how do you feel about the fact that you're about to die? You know, how do you feel about the fact that you're about to go into, you know, military? And you hear young guys say, well, you know, I believe in fighting for my country. Well, we're in a position to explain to people and to talk gently to young people and to everybody about the difference between fighting for your country and fighting for your government. The difference between fighting for people, for human beings, and fighting for Halliburton, fighting for the profiteers, fighting for the war makers. Big difference. We're in a position to talk about patriotism and how patriotism does not mean simply going along with what your government does, but patriotism means supporting the principles for which your government is supposed to stand. I mean, that's the whole idea. That's what the democratic philosophy is as expressed in the Declaration of Independence. Governments are artificial creations. Governments are not holy. Governments are set up, according to the Declaration of Independence, governments are set up by the people in order to bring about certain things: equality, equal right to life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. And when governments become destructive of those ends, the language of the Declaration, then it is the right of the people to alter or abolish the government. I remember that during the Vietnam War, there was a guy, a lieutenant, who put up on his barracks wall a copy of the Declaration of Independence, and he was told he had to take it down. And he appealed, you know, to the military lawyers in Washington, you know. What do they call those guys? I don't know. Yes. and the guy in Washington, sort of the top military lawyer, said, look, he said, I graduated from Yale Law School. He said, you understand what the Declaration of Independence is really saying? And you think they're going to let you put that up on the wall? Forget it, you know. But yes, we can talk to people, you know, about patriotism. I think we can also, we're in a position to talk about heroism, you know, because there's all this. And World War II, of course, is, you know, the greatest generation. And we've been absolutely submerged in World War II nostalgia and the landings on D-Day and the Band of Brothers and all of that, you know. Somehow there's, you know, something about that, you know, which is sort of very troubling to anybody, you know, anybody who really thinks about what heroism is. For instance, I'm glad there's somebody here who is at the Democratic Convention. I won't get a chance to talk to you later, so I'll talk to you now. Just between you and me. I know you're going to have a great opportunity to talk to John Kerry. And you might explain to him because he's been emphasizing his military heroism, you know. And you might say, John, yes, there is such a thing as military heroism, and you showed that. But there's also such a thing as political heroism, moral heroism. You see, and that's what you know. And if you actually, not even beyond the question of morality, even from the point of pragmatism, of being practical, of just winning over people, of winning the presidency, if you would show some moral heroism, the people of the country would respond. It would be elected easily. Well, I remember when I left the Air Force, I got this letter from General Marshall, personal letter addressed to 16 million guys and a few women who had been in the military. And the letter, you know, thanked me, congratulated me for being part of this great effort to win the war, and how now it was going to be a great new world. You know, a world that, I mean, after all, 50 million people died in the war, all our sacrifice, it has to be a great new world. Well, as we know, it has not been a great new world. We've not seen the end of war, we have not seen the end of fascism, we've not seen the end of militarism. But it seems to me that what we are about, what we are trying to do, us veterans, non-veterans, all of us who gather today opposing, you know, the present war, we are trying finally to fulfill that promise that was made to us to create a world without war and with justice. Thank you.